Hey friends, welcome to Monday Movie Madness. I'm Parrihoff, and y'all, these movies have lied to us. So grab some popcorn and let's get into it. Hey friends, and welcome back to Monday Movie Madness with Parrihoff, where we take a look at these movies that have lied to us and ask ourselves the question, what can we actually learn from them? Today's movie is Norbit, and the lesson is simple. Chosen versus available. Now, most people watch this movie and we focus on Rasputia because how can you not? But I think the real question is this. Did Norbit choose Rasputia, or did he simply become available to her choice? Because those are two very different things. You see, Rasputia chose Norbit. She pursued him, she claimed him, she decided that he belonged to her. And for someone who has spent most of his life feeling abandoned, unwanted, and overlooked, being chosen felt good. It felt validating. It felt safe. And it felt like love. But here's the problem. Being chosen by someone is not the same thing as choosing them. And I think that's where a lot of people find themselves in real life. Some relationships begin because two people intentionally chose each other. But other relationships begin because one person made a choice and the other person simply accepted it. Not because they were compatible, not because they shared values, not because they had the same vision for their future, but because somebody wanted them. And being wanted feels good, especially when you've spent a long time feeling lonely. That's why loneliness can be so dangerous. Loneliness doesn't just make you want company. Sometimes loneliness starts making decisions for you. It convinces you that availability is the same thing as compatibility. It convinces you that attention is the same thing as love. It convinces you that because somebody chose you, you should choose them too. But loneliness isn't the only thing that can make decisions for us. Sometimes it's our wounds. Sometimes it's our past experiences. Sometimes we've been disappointed, rejected, abandoned, betrayed, or hurt so many times that we stop choosing based on what we truly want and start choosing based on what feels safest. When you've been hurt enough, availability can start looking like security. Not because it's right, not because it's healthy, but because it feels less risky than hoping for more. Some people aren't choosing what's available because they don't know what they want. They're choosing what's available because they're afraid they won't get what they really want. And fear has a way of shrinking our choices. So instead of asking, what do I truly want? We start asking, what's least likely to hurt me? And those are very different questions. What if making your own choice required you to wait a little bit longer? What if it required you to risk disappointment? What if it required you to believe that what you want is worth waiting for? Because that's really what Norbit discovers. Kate didn't just represent another woman. She represented possibility. She represented the realization that he actually did have a choice. For the first time in his entire life, Norbit stopped asking, who wants me? And started asking, what do I want? And that's a question a lot of us never stop long enough to ask. Some of us are in relationships because we found what we wanted, and others are in relationships because someone wanted us and we never questioned it. Others are there because the relationship felt safer than taking a chance on something different. That's the difference between being chosen and making a choice. Healthy relationships aren't built when one person chooses and the other person becomes available. Healthy relationships are built when two people intentionally choose each other. So here's the question. Are you choosing from desire or are you choosing from fear? Because one leads you towards the life you want and the other leads you towards the life that feels safest. And those aren't always the same thing. And that is your Monday Movie Madness. I'm Parrihoff, reminding you that sometimes the hardest choice isn't choosing someone else. It's believing that you're worth waiting for the right choice in the first place. Until next time, y'all, these movies, they keep lying to us. I'll see you next week at the movies. Talk for now.